Alright, so welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode, we're heading into Kerbin orbit this time for a test flight of the newest version of the Kemini, which is a Kemini variant B, or Kemini B. It's actually Kemini 12. It's been launched on the Chiton 2 LV, slightly modified to cope with the extra weight. So I've incorporated the cargo bay that we first used in the previous episode. So hopefully we can actually get the cargo bay back as well as the spacecraft itself. We've got a contract for using the exact same hardware that we used in the Moon mission. So a magnetometer, material study and a mystery goo. So they're for varying altitudes. Low orbit, we've got high orbit and high orbit. So we've got two for high orbit and one for low. So we run the first one just as soon as we circularize, so in low orbit, and we'll head to a higher orbit and run the last two. We've also got D5, again to be run around Kerbin. So it's just going to be a Kerbin orbital test flight and science gathering mission. So I'm going to head to pad A and begin today's mission. Okay, just about to finish up circularization. So the first contract is for low orbit. We can run D5 anytime we want to. Just checking to make sure we've got enough Delta V to get to the Moon. We have got enough for TLI. We could probably modify the trajectory during launch to try and get some more energy going laterally. Went quite vertical for quite a long time there. Unfortunately, if we need a bigger booster, we can't do that just yet. We don't have enough money to upgrade the launch pads. So we've got 140 ton limit still, and these are less than a ton from the maximum. 139 point something tons. Of course, with heavier payload in, we might struggle anyway. Okay, so there we go. 110 by 100. We should be low. Yeah, that's fine. In space low, over the grasslands right now. So straight away, yeah, obviously the crew report isn't biodome dependent. Okay, never mind. So I'm going to roll over. Just start up the fuel cell. Turn that off. SAS is off. Okay, so what do we have first? So the magnetometer scan is for low orbit, the other two are for high orbit. We've got 919 meters per second in the LH2 stage. Obviously we've got no cooling because we still can't afford the electric charge for that. We've got enough for TMI, at least at the most efficient, which is about 850 meters per second. I think the average is that we've done before. We don't have enough to break and come back, but we do have more than this is reporting because we've got monopop tanks in here, which aren't actually piped through to here automatically. We've got to pipe it manually, enable that fuel. So we've got 6 more cans of monopop up here. And of course we've got some in the 200 in there, but I like to keep that for the fuel cell. So fuel cell is running, so let's open the cargo bay doors. So I've got orbital maneuvering system here, which developed 600 kilonewtons, and even then it's only giving us 0.63 TWR according to this anyway. Something it tells me this isn't correct though. So we shall deploy this, and hopefully when we store it, magnetosphere shielding 80%, so we've got shielding of 80% from the magnetosphere from the planet. So we'll toggle that. Yeah, only 2.4. Initial scans indicate a large magnetic field surrounding Kerbal. Its density decreases with increasing altitudes. That's what's protecting our crew. Just like here on Earth. Protecting our crew from radiation. Okay, so the other two are for high orbit. But we shall run the D5. Yeah, there we go. Couldn't see it then. Okay, once we got any sort of larger than this, unfortunately we can't do that right now. We've got 140 ton limit on the level 2 launch pads. We can't afford to open up Launch Complex 2. It takes 2.5 million for those level 3 launch pads. So we are less than a ton off the 140 ton limit with what we just launched. So obviously the payload's even dependent on the weight as well. If we want to launch something large or with more mass, we'd firstly struggle to get it into orbit anyway. And we'd also definitely struggle to get it off the launch pad because we're not allowed anything heavier. Okay, while that's running, we've got 3 stage recovery alerts. We saw those SRBs during the launch. They sort of tapped together, but they didn't explode, so they only sort of rubbed against each other. That's okay. So that's both SRBs intact as well. Nothing lost on them. And the first core stage, 22,018. I like to see that. That's nice. No fuel, obviously. So we lost just over 2,500. Not bad. Okay, we'll let D5 run. Once it's completed, we'll head up to a higher altitude. Okay, so we've got the NEOS alarm again. So it's D5, we've already done this before. So it's start occultation navigation. So once we've finished this, we shall head into a higher orbit. Just 2. Yeah, it's the same report each time, I think. Radio frequency interference. That is a slightly faded green bar there. So I wonder if we too close. I don't know. It says in orbit. Wonder if I get in its high orbit and doing another one of those. Obviously, we can't run that one again, but running another one of the E5s, maybe we might get some small signs out of it. It's a thought, I suppose. Okay. Going to use the LH2 stage. Obviously, we could get to the moon with this, but we'll go to a higher orbit. So we need to be at... We're close to the upper axis, so we'll wait till 13 minutes and 20 seconds. Or thereabouts, and we'll push the periapsis and reverse it around. So the upper axis becomes the periapsis and periapsis becomes the upper axis. And we'll push it to a higher orbit, and then we shall run the other two experiments as well. But it seems to be pretty successful. I was actually sort of wondering whether I have enough delta V to get to the moon or not, but we might actually have to squeeze, as I said earlier, squeeze a little bit more delta V once we're on orbit from the LH2 tank by going slightly lower earlier. In other words, beginning the gravity a little bit earlier, a little bit late, about 15 kilometers before we started there. So we might be able to squeeze a little bit more, but as it is, we've got solely for the propulsion unit, 666, or 666, the number of the beast, in meters per second on there, without touching any of the other reserves of monopods. That's all we need. I think that's all we would really need, to be honest. Okay, about 60 seconds. Let's get to position. LH2 stage is still live, so we'll just tap the throttle. Okay, we'll head down to apoapsis, and watch apoapsis again, 23 minutes. We'll push the periapsis up, circles at 500 kilometers. Then we'll carry on, pushing until this says high orbit, or in space high. Okay, so it would appear that my educated guess was correct. So on the circles at 500 kilometers, and you can see there, top left hand, top right hand corner, got in space high. Just gone past the apoapsis there. So we shall circularize at 500 by 500 kilometers. Get a nice stable orbit. Gonna wait till we come onto the daylight side to run the experiments. I'm going to get Leia to EVA into the cargo bay, so we get a little bit more signs. Okay, we'll pause it there. It's almost 500 at the periapsis, and it's over 600 at the apoapsis now. Okay, I've got about, I would say, best guess, as long as Johnny's just gone down. So, I'd say about 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most. Okay, so it's time for Leia to perform her EVA. Obviously, eventually, as we get, well, obviously right now, as I already explained, we can't really do a great deal more as far as mass is concerned, so I couldn't put a crew tube in here. So I could put an airlock inside the actual cargo bay. I can't actually do that right now. Costed way too much. But eventually I want to try carry on with this. So I've got a nice cargo bay. So effectively, we've got a space plane cargo bay, but without the space plane's wings, basically. So I suppose that's what you could call this. Okay. So you could think of this as the first version of a cargo transport. We believe all sorts of things using this. Space station modules, supply modules, components. As well as using it obviously as a, let me just change the, there we go, that's better. So we can actually see what we're doing now. We'll see, I want to wait till we get onto the daylight side so we're not struggling for light. There is a cargo, sorry, there's a light in the cargo bay as we've seen. But it's still not fantastic. To fit any more lights may drain the batteries to such an extent that the fuel cell might not be able to keep up with it. We've only got one fuel cell as well in here. And we can't get to anything in there to repair it. Okay. Yeah, it's still pretty dark. I mean, her headlight... The helmet lights are actually brighter. Yeah, I think it's the position of the light, isn't it? So maybe I need to change that. That's fine, though. She's okay. Okay, observe mystery go. 3.8 for transmitting it, and 9. The mystery guild and Badlands seem like a bad combination to you. Rather than opening a Pandora's box, you forego the experiment and make up some data to send back to KSC. No, you don't. How dare you? Okay, that's a bit strange. From at least 2 experiments. Please note the following experiments must be returned or transmitted. Oh, I see, right. So we're not going to get those ticks at all. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Where are you going, Leah? Not supposed to be going over there, do you? No, 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 no. You can see how bright overhead the lights are from the helmet. Going into a cargo bay. Okay, materials study bay. Let's open the doors. Where are you going? Oh, for crying out loud, dear. Wait, 22.5. You can see how nice it is to be in the lab rather than in the Badlands below you. What's this Badlands they're talking about? We're over the water right now. Yeah, I don't know where she's going. I don't think even she knows where she's going. So I do seem to see a boost in science return when you've got a science on board, which you would do, but doing EVA as well seems to give you a little bit more of a boost. We can reset these and do these again if we wanted to. But I don't think they're biome dependent. Don't think they are. We've got collect data. No. We can reset it, I suppose. But that means we need to transmit or return it before we reset it. I don't know. Okay. Let's take a look at our radiation levels. Oh my word, 28,000. 28,000 a day. 7 days, 3 hours, so about 7.5 curbing days. She won't survive that long anyway. She'll be able to be out of food, water and oxygen, and definitely electric charge. Take a quick look. She's got 5 out, well, nearly 6 hours worth of food, water and oxygen, and almost 4 hours worth of electricity. Not too bad. And yeah, the radiation isn't actually affecting it yet until you actually get to, I think it's 10,000 units, or 10,000 bananas. as it's measured in by them. Okay. This is the third EVA, I believe, for Leia. Okay, let's head back into the command pod, and then we shall prepare to deorbit. But we're going to leave them in orbit for a few, well, it's a day or so as well. Once the contract's completed, nothing else to really do except just hang about and see if we can get some extra signs from something, like the crew report from high orbit. Might go a little bit higher. Might go up to about 1,000 kilometers circularized and see what we get from there. Okay, just looking at the Delta V figures for the entire spacecraft, as you can see, there is a slight discrepancy. That is the total amount of fuel in the OMS section. This has its own fuel, including some engines as well. They all run a monoprop. In an emergency, we could pipe in the spare here, the service module and the command module into the OMS system as well. If we did that, we get 1,665 meters per second over 3 minutes and 16.1 seconds. I don't think there's any real reason to do that. It might be a contingency if we get a leak or something. We need to do that with one or two of these 6 tanks just here full of monoprop, but I can't see the reason why we would need to do that. So that's 669 meters per second now. Strange. Have we lost some mass? Yeah, we probably have done. Used up some fuel. We've got plenty to get to the moon, and plenty to do anything we need to do on the moon, or at the moon. That's not too bad. The LH2 stage would have had enough to push us to the moon as well. Of course, performing a capture bend would only touch this. About 200 meters per second or so. So we still have about 400 left in the OMS service module's propulsion unit. So that's not too bad. Okay. So I'm going to push at the apoapsis again and push periapsis, reverse those round and keep pushing until we get to 1,000. We'll circularize at 1,000 kilometers. And then we'll leave them in orbit for at least a day or two. Okay, so we have a circularized orbit at 1,000 by 1,000 kilometers. It's nice and high. It's still got a little bit of delta V left, 172 meters per second LH2 stage. I'm going to let that go though. SAS on. Check, make sure I got the staging correct. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I shall leave the OMS thruster package here, deactivated. Okay, so when we're ready, in a couple of days, we'll try and get the cargo bay and its contents back. It's got its own heat shield. The only part we may not get back, but we probably won't get it back, is the actual OMS kit itself. And the service bay. These should be the only two parts we don't get back. Obviously, we've got to store the magnetometer. We won't get that back if we leave it sticking out like that. Okay, so I did say a day or two. We've actually left them up there for nearly 7 days. 6 days, 5 hours and 27 minutes. Obviously some time of that was getting to orbit. So we'll knock about 20 minutes off. So we'll say 20 minutes off, 6 days and 5 hours and 7 minutes. Okay, so we've got about 43 minutes before we get to the apoapsis. We'll need to go on to the periapsis and bring the apoapsis down, but they're practically equal. So we could de-orbit whenever we want to. We've got plenty of delta V to do it. So just checking through the system. 294 monoprop left. Substantial amount still. But 1,000. So that's about a third. That's after a full week. Of course, the SS was actually turned off. Lights were on though. Life support was taking power. Let's take a look at radiation levels. So Leia's still got 15 days. And Valentine's got 21 days. Over 21 days. Okay, 5,744, and this is in high orbit. And 5,744, 71,523, and 138,000. Okay, 138k. But Val has done quite a few flights. Okay. Not too bad though. Got 12 days almost exactly of food, water and oxygen. And let's just remember, doesn't actually change unless you actually lose charge on the batteries, so that's all fine. Alright, time to see if we can get the cargo bay back and its contents as well as the command module. So I'm going to go ahead and stow. There we go, take all that. Okay. Close the bay doors. Just make sure that we dump all excess mass that we don't need. So carbon dioxide, waste, and wastewater, if it lets me hit it. There we go, auto save again. Wastewater, I want water into the command module. Okay, so the only monopod we have is actually in the OMS kit. So right now the spacecraft is using what it has in the OMS kit, which isn't a very good thing. So 475.2 maximum, 294.2 remaining. It hasn't really affected Delta V too much because obviously we've lost all the mass of all the other tanks. We'll leave that where it is. Bring oxygen in, we'll bring food in. We'll definitely bring out electric charge, and we've already got 450, so we're not going to have electric charge unless we get a short, which has happened. Okay. Like I said, they're practical equal, so we can actually deorbit whenever we want to. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Go to the heads up position. Okay. Yeah, so we're down to about a third. Very powerful propulsion unit though. It says 0.35, which you're only at 25% throttle. .800 kilometers. So yeah, those extra monopop tanks that I actually installed in the series module, I didn't actually put those into this particular version. But really, I think a week. I think 6, nearly 7 days. We could go for 7 days. We don't have Delta V left over. If we're very careful. To be able to deorbit. Or head back to the to Kirby from the Mun. So that 4's worth of electric charge is still in the command module. But that only tells you about life support. It doesn't actually tell you about using reaction wheels or anything like that. Turn the lights out. Well, look, we don't need a lot to run the fuel cell, but it might be changing the fuel cells. Might change us over to LH2 consuming, which point we won't need to take water with us, which will save quite a lot of weight. Because LH2 consume liquid oxygen as well as liquid hydrogen, and they produce electric charge and water. So they're very handy. So wait till we get down a little bit lower, about 250, 300 kilometers. I'm going to let this fairing go. As we get a little bit closer, then the command module will separate from the service module. So we'll get the service module burnt up. We won't get that back, and we won't get the OMS unit back either. So hopefully we'll get it all back, except those 2 pieces of equipment. Okay, I'm going to point retro 170 kilometers. Okay, so first of all, the OMS engine will separate. Second, the fairing from here, then the service module from the command module. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's a shame we're on the dark side again. Can't actually see anything. Okay, we're with the command module. So hopefully the command module will make it through. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't. And hopefully the cargo bay gets through as well. All we can do is hope. Okay, so during the re-entry interface of the command module, we've actually got an alert that we recovered the cargo bay intact. So star occultation, navigation in space near camera, that's from the command module, that's 2 science. We need to go and recover the cargo bay though, from the ocean. 1688 funds from the command module. No experience, which I don't expect to get experience right now. Oh, they got some ribbons. Kerbal EVA. Oh, of course she was on the Mun, wasn't she? On the Mun. When she did the last EVA, she had 2 EVAs, so she done. Yeah, she 1 EVA around Kerbin. That's fine, and 2 around the Mun. That's fine. So she's got 2 EVA ribbons for Kerbin. Okay, let's take a look at this. Stage destroyed, give it to those. So we've got stage recovered just there. Oh, right, yeah, of course, I don't need to go and recover it. That's fine. So 25 data from material study while in space high over Kerbin, 10 data from mystery goo while high over Kerbin, and 4 data from magnetometer scan while in space near Kerbin, so that's low. 8,709. It's worth 13,037. So I covered a fair percentage of it. Okay, so obviously 1.91. So it's well under the 12 needed. Nice. Okay, so we've got your completed survey of Kerbin. Well, that's all 3 of them. All 3 of the scientific experiments. So we only needed to complete 2 of those. It's got 20,043 and 7 reputation. So our mystery girl gets us 1,683 plus 2 science plus whatever we got as well. Material study data high above Kerbin. 1980, 6 science. There's only need D5, which is a start occultation navigation. Got 17,647 and 3 science and 49 reputation. Okay, I think that's it. Yep, I think that is it. So I've got 76.6 science. 851,829. Didn't get a great deal of money, but we didn't lose as much as we probably would have done if I got the cargo bay back. Alright, so that's good. So I think the next test flight will be around the Mun. So I'm going to test its re-entry, see if I actually still get it back from a high orbit, right back from the Mun. However, that's the end of this episode. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like. It is appreciated. Also, if you do enjoy the content, subscribing is very much appreciated as well. Also, so is sharing, which helps the channel immensely. Helps us to grow. That is very much appreciated. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're more than welcome to do so. We have Discord, Facebook and Twitter. You find a link to all 3 of those platforms on the banner front page of the channel. I spend most of my time on Twitter. So that's where you'll catch me the most. Alright, so once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the very next episode. In the meantime, as always, take care and bye-bye.